to beach ball fun. They're a great tool that you can use in your classroom. When my students enter the play area and they see beach balls, they're like, wow, this is gonna be fun. They know they're colorful, so they're fun right off the bat. They're really safe, so they know they're not gonna get hurt with them. And there's lots of different things we might do with the beach balls. For teachers, they're a great resource because they're cheap, they're safe. Kids aren't gonna get hurt with beach balls, and you're not gonna hurt anything around your area with beach balls either. They can easily be deflated and stored for later on. So beach balls are a real plus in anybody's program. I found out during distance learning that I could easily buy one for all my students, and they would take them home, and they could even do it in front of their device. They could practice tossing and catching, a little tougher in the wind here. They could practice bouncing or even dribbling, like their basketball skills. And then later, you're gonna see how I use them in the classroom for older students for punting and lots of volleyball skills. Beach balls, they're an awesome tool. The balloon pump. It's the secret weapon to blowing up beach balls. You can get them at any party store. Don't get caught using your own breath. You'll never make it. Use the balloon pump. It's awesome. Obviously, beach balls work better inside, but you can also use them outside. Another tip I have, and one thing I always do, especially when using something as fun as a beach ball, is give the kids some explore time. Explore time to me, I will say a couple things to them. First of all, you can hit this ball with any body part. Everybody has their own ball. You can move anywhere around the available space. You never want to sit on a beach ball. You never want to stand on it. You never want to lay down on it. It will, you guessed it, it'll pop. And then you won't have your ball to use anymore. So take good care of it. When you're using your beach ball, even though they're really soft and don't hurt a lot, they can still be scary when something's coming at your face. So don't hit it at people on purpose. If you do accidentally hit them, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'll be more careful next time. Another favorite is shooting it into the basketball hoops. As you can see, this is a pretty big ball. This is not going to fit going down the net, so please don't throw them into the hoops, over the fences, up on the bleachers. Be careful. If an accident happens, we'll get it down. But be careful with your beach ball and have fun exploring.
Nope, on the bleachers.
Some skills that are great with the beach ball for your younger students: the bouncing of the ball, tossing and catching in their own space, tossing and catching while moving. Great things to practice. You can then move on to dribbling a basketball. You could review those critical elements: eyes up, ball waist level, use your finger pads. The finger pads might be a little bit harder to tell because slapping the ball will still come back to them. And then sometimes, because the ball kind of has a little bit of a mind of its own, that beach ball, it doesn't bounce as true right back to your hand. It is kind of good for your advanced students as well. You can see them having to really feel the ball to control it and move around with it. You can challenge them with their left hand and then moving in space. Maybe some games you could play. Dribble Thief with the beach ball would be a lot less threatening than with the basketball. Give it a try. Two hands, Henry, two hands. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. There we go, there we go, there we go. Nice. Are your eyes up? Are your knees bent? Is your back straight? Are you dribbling with one hand? One of the skills I really like using the beach ball for is punting the ball. So I always have my students drop the ball rather than throw it up, one of the keys to punting a ball. And then you'll see that transfer too when we do our underhand serve of the sticky hand and not throwing the ball up. So in order to practice that, I have them drop the ball and then let it hit the top of their foot. So another key with the punt is that the ball hits the instep of your foot. And in order to do that, you want to lock that ankle. So I have them actually point their toe and then lift up while their ankle is locked in order to practice hitting it with the top of their foot. So they're going to drop and then lock and try and catch it. And that will really help with the skill of punting. So you're halfway there. If you're not throwing it up in the air and you're hitting it with your instep, those are the first two parts. The next two parts is, remember that swing, and the swing's going to come with the step. So I usually teach a two-step approach. So if I'm a right-handed person, I'm going to step with my dominant foot, my right foot, and then my left foot, and then I'm going to strike that ball. Another thing to practice before you get to the actual punt is juggling. So you'll see my students in the videos juggling their ball. So they're going to really lock that ankle and try to keep it continuously going off their foot. That will also help them. And then the power is going to come from that swing and that step. So practicing the step, step, and then punt. It's a little bit tricky where I am right now. I don't want to punt it onto the roof, but I'll give it a try. Step, step, punt, and back to the window. But see, it hit my window and no harm, no foul. It can hit all the way back, and as long as I don't hit it over the fence, I'm in good shape. Punting, it's a great skill to start with your beach ball. Straight legs, straight legs. Yep, nice one, Maggie. Nice rolls.
Can I go to back though?
Another skill I really like for the kids to practice with the beach ball are volleyball skills of striking, underhand striking. So in particular, I'm going to show you the serve today. So just like the punting that we talked about, in the serve, you want to have that sticky hand. You don't want to throw the ball up. You want to let it go. So I'm going to hold it in my non-dominant hand. For me, that's my left hand. My right arm is my swinging or striking arm, and it's going to swing right under my shoulder. So I'm going to go sticky hand with my non-dominant. My dominant hand is swinging right under my shoulder. Remember, power is going to come from the farther back you swing. If you keep your shoulders nice and straight though, the ball will generally go straight. So I'm going to say sticky hand, arm swing under your shoulder, and step with your opposite foot. So my feet are starting staggered. I'm going to swing my arm back. I'm going to step with my non-dominant and then reach forward and strike with my dominant hand. Let me grab that ball. It does work well if you hit it against a wall. So if you're inside space and you take a few steps back from the wall, then the ball will come back to the students, and then they can have another try, another go at it. Maybe I might not do that so hard out the window. So sticky hand, and then swing your arm under your shoulder, step with your opposite foot. Those are three basics for the volleyball underhand serve. I love to do with skills like this, like the underhand strike for the volleyball underhand serve, is called a peer checklist. And I'll show you an example of the peer checklist, but it does help to explain it a little bit in words. So I'm the performer. I would have my peer teacher. My peer teacher would have my paper, and then I have helpers or shaggers out there in the field trying to get the ball for me. So we're going to use just the three basic elements of the underhand serve that we talked about. The sticky hand, so I'm going to drop the ball, not throw it up. My arms swing under my shoulder, and then step with my opposite foot. I'm going to do 3 trials per part of the serve. So I'm always going to do the full serve, but my teacher's only looking at one component at a time. So I do my first strike, and my partner is writing a yes or a no in the box that says sticky hand. So in that case, they would have marked yes for trial number 1. They're still watching sticky hand. If they see this, then they're going to say a no for sticky hand because I clearly threw the ball up in the air. Then we do one more where they're only watching sticky hand. Now the next hit that I do, they're going to watch, is my arm swinging straight under my shoulder. So they would watch for that one, and I'm pretty sure I got a yes. But here's where the magic happens in the peer checklist. I might say, yes, I get a yes for that one. And my partner might say, no, I think your arm was swinging to the side. And I might say, are you sure? Because I don't think I saw that. And they might, so we're doing this back and forth. And then I might say, okay, I'm going to try it again. And now I've got it. Was that a yes? Oh yeah, you kept your arm under your shoulder. So let's give another example. So now I'm looking for stepping with my opposite foot. So if I do this and step with my dominant foot and my dominant hand is swinging, and my partner says, my peer teacher says that's a no, again, we'll have a conversation about it. I will often see students then put the clipboard down. They will physically show their partner, no, you're supposed to step with this foot. Now I'm getting a lot of one-on-one teaching that I would have never gotten in my class with my own teacher. So me as the physical education teacher cannot possibly give that much feedback to all my students. Well, with the peer teacher and coach, they really can, and they're often pretty good at it. A couple things you have to look out for. They might be too nitpicky and giving them no's when they really should be giving yeses, and there might be a little bit of a struggle there. But more often than not, I see lots of teaching and learning going on. I then collect the papers as evidence of an assessment for my underhand strike. I have to kind of take those with a grain of salt though, because there is that peer-to-peer dynamic where, oh, I don't want to make my friend mad, I'm going to give them all yeses. Or I really am not fond of this person, I'm going to give them a no because they really didn't do it correctly. So I can't really take the score at its face value, like for a grading purpose. But to me, my philosophy is it's the learning that's the most important. And I really do feel like the learning is bumped way up when I do this structure of peer coaching and using the peer checklist. I use it for punting, I use it for serving, I use it for bumping, I use it for forehand strike. Lots and lots of things you can use the peer coaching model for, and I find it really effective. So I would really encourage you, if you haven't done it before, give it a try because I really feel like it works. So here's a copy of the underhand strike peer checklist. This is the paper I was talking about in my demonstration. So I have the ball and I'm getting ready. I'm the performer. My partner, my peer teacher, has a clipboard with this paper on it, and I am performing the full underhand strike. And, generally you would do this after many days of leading up to the final assessment. This could be for your students. So my partner is watching me do the underhand strike, and they're only watching for the first component, that sticky hand. Do I toss the ball in the air or do I just let it go out of my hand? They mark a yes or no under trial number 1, only looking at that one component at a time. Again, it depends on how old your students are or how much they've practiced this structure before. You might do 3 trials, you might do 5 trials. Then they're going to be looking for, are you stepping with your opposite foot? So after you've done those 3 hits, now in the next 3, they're only looking for step with the opposite foot. And then finally, on your last 3 hits, they're looking to see, is your arm swinging directly under your shoulder? So there's no twisting of the shoulders. Their arm is swinging right by their side, and they're marking a yes or no for that, and then giving you the final answers. And like I said before, you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt and know your students. If these are accurate, honest to goodness scores, do they completely have it? Or no. So I usually do a little teacher observation while they're doing the peer checklist as well. Hope you find this useful.
Thank you for attending the 48th Annual Elementary Physical Education Workshop. We're glad you were here.
Please follow us on our social media platforms. EPEW can be found on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Please check out our website for links to more great sessions. Just go to epew-cp.weebly.com and click on the virtual EPEW 2021 tab at the top and scroll down.
EPEW 2021 Educators Assemble would not be possible without the support and dedication from the amazing EPEW committee. The committee has been hard at work for months preparing for this workshop. Thank you to Linda McGee, Barbara Groton, Scott Wilson, Stephanie Sandino, Julie Miller, Jessica Monlux, Kayla Ailman, Shelby Lozano, Andrea Chavez, Scott Townsend, and Cindy Chase.
Thank you for attending EPEW, where our motto is, come to learn, leave as family.